Welcome to the Crypto Megan podcast. I'm your host, Megan Nilsson. I'm a high-end crypto and NFT portfolio and Web3 strategy consultant. I'm currently on a world tour as a Web3 keynote speaker at all the biggest Web3, tech, and fintech events around the world as an industry leader to educate anyone from beginner to C-level executive, and of course, to advocate for women in Web3. My mission is to inspire new people to get involved in the crypto and NFT space with quality, entertaining information they can trust as pioneers in this cultural and financial revolution, a paradigm shift.
Communication in Web3 is highly fragmented and frustrating. Users have to check various channels to stay up to date with their digital assets, sifting through thousands of spam and notifications. This is why we created Ethermail, the first Web3 email solution.
And now, a short word from our sponsor, Tune FM.
And one great crypto startup is Tune FM. Tune FM is the Web3 of Spotify that's actually live and working. It already has artists like Beyonce on there, and basically when music gets played, the artist gets paid immediately for every second of streaming. And it's much more than what an artist can earn on Spotify, like upwards of 10 times more. The reason this is possible is because it's run on their native Jam token, which is based on Hedera Hashgraph, an enterprise-level distributed ledger technology owned by Google, IBM, Boeing, and more. This tech is already working for these giant companies, and it actually allows for fast and cheap microtransactions, unlike fiat or Bitcoin or any other coin project you see out there that's based on an Ethereum ERC protocol. This allows for artists to get paid right away, and it even allows for you, the listener, to get paid just by listening to music on Tune FM. That means if you help discover new music or curate music on Tune FM, you can get paid.
So bringing up what's happening in the world today, we can't get around it. We've got to address it. We got to talk about this. We got to create awareness of what's going on right now. And the huge problem that we're seeing is, and I think you can agree with me on this, we've talked about this at length, is the lack of free thinking.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's the most important thing that's been taken away from us. And what I mean by taking away from it is the algorithms are basically, whoever's controlling the algorithms is completely making this. Because, I mean, I don't think there's anybody watching this that's not seeing how many people, all of a sudden the hatred inside families and friends, they can't even talk anymore. Yeah. And you kind of go, well, how did that happen?
Polarizing.
It's like, well, how did we get so crazed, right? And then you start thinking about it, the way the information is flowing. So we've gotten to the point people cannot free think. And so what is free thinking? Free thinking is being able to stand back and look at both sides of the story no matter what. I have friends right now just talking about specific, things that are going on in politics, and they cannot even, they're so down, they're so
set in their ways,
they can't even look at the data. And I've even seen that, which is interesting, is there's like, I'm even just looking at Elon Musk right now, right? What's going on? Elon Musk, people can say whatever they want about the guy, but what he's doing is he's actually showing factual data that's there. What he's doing for humanity and for our country is unbelievable, right? But people are like, they're so down. Oh, that's right. This is thing. Orange man bad. This good. I mean, it's crazy what we're doing. We just need to think. And so I feel that the free thinking thing is so critical because we, the people, have to communicate. Right. These are the people that work for us. Yeah. And we have to hold them accountable. And so, if I do a deep dive on a specific topic and I've spent hours and hours and you're my friend and I'm not an idiot, that if I bring you information to look what I discovered and found and you won't even look at it.
You
and
should
I'm
at
like,
least be open to changing your, or at least to have an open mind about if you get presented factual information or things that have actually happened and it's a proven fact, just be able to look at that and be like, wow, okay, maybe something else is happening here that I wasn't aware of before.
Yeah, so I think we're just in, if you look at that alone, remember, that's the part about the AI and all this stuff that gets a little scary, because if you control those algorithms and put the right, same information up in front of people's minds, because I can't believe how many times I'll bring information and the people don't even know that even existed.
Right.
And you'd say,
and they still deny it.
Well, no, I mean, it's just like with the Elon thing. They're denying what I'm saying. Please go read it for yourself. Oh, I've read enough. I know. It's like,
I know quite a few people like that, to be honest.
Just read it, please. It's funny because even people that are really smart, and truthfully, some of the people that my heroes in sense, and I'm just going, what happened? How come they can't free think anymore? So free thinking is something that I think we have to, I think with what's going on right now, I think people are starting to wake up to a lot of things that are starting to happen around us, that we had, that people that were awake a while ago, it's been very obvious, but now it's coming out mainstream. And I think we're watching the whole world wake up. Look what's going on in Brazil. Go look at Germany. Look at everywhere. The whole planet is waking up right now. And that's why this is the Great Awakening, right? It's
the tip of the iceberg.
It's the tip of the
about
iceberg.
to reveal something much, much more profound.
Yeah, and the things that are coming out now are going to shock the planet once they start to realize what's happening. I mean, when you start looking at this pandemic, or some people might call the plandemic, there's like there's a lot of things that are going on, because again, it's like it's not hidden anymore. It's there right in people's front of their eyes. It's just that many of the people that controlling the media are not allowing this information to get out. And you kind of start wondering, what's the agenda? Is it about the people, or is there something else going on?
Is it about control? Is it about power? Is it about conditioning us to live in a certain way?
I suggest everybody, I mean, this is not very much free thing. Go read the World Economic Forum paper this year and just see what you think about it. They're telling you exactly what's going on. Is that something you agree with? And maybe you do. Right. It's pretty shocking from my point of view, and it's not being hidden in any way. And
why isn't it being hidden? Is it that they just assume that people will read it and kind of gloss over it and think, oh, well, this isn't really actually how
remember, it's called mind control. Right? I mean, we're basically seeing that happening, because you're seeing it on the social media sites. You're seeing people can't talk, so they're not worried about it anymore. Right. And to be truthful, I truly believe where we are is in a spiritual war. It's really much deeper. At the deepest level, it is that, and you can actually see what's happening in that. And I actually saw a very interesting interview with a high priest of the Satanist church who just left. He had left. He'd been there for many, many years, and he was being interviewed by a guy I was listening to. And he said to him, he said, well, aren't you nervous you're coming out exposing everything from the church and what you're saying about all this? And he says, no, they actually laughed when I said, they said, go out, tell everybody. They said, it doesn't matter. We already own your entertainment business. We're already in your schools. We're in your banks. We're in your government. We're everywhere. And he started to explain what it was. He says, people misunderstand what the concept of Satanism is really an ideology, that it's around, if it feels good and it's me, just do it. It's freedom at the highest level, freedom, but morals are secondary.
Right.
It doesn't matter. If I need to step on you to make it happen, that's okay. If I need to destroy you, that's all right, because it's good for me. So it's that moralistic thing. And so truthfully, I believe we're in a spiritual war where it's really, we're looking at an ideology trying to basically take God out at the deepest level, to the concept of God, whether that's a spiritual form or consciousness or whatever, but that whole idea. But what I would actually say, it ain't got a chance, because
free thinking will prevail.
Oh, yeah, because here's the thing is the media, it's actually small groups of people that are actually pushing all this. The people, there's more of us. And I think as we're starting to see, we're actually seeing in our own country how the parents are going back into the schools now. They're taking over the schools. We're seeing local governments starting to take over their stuff. People are standing up.
Just the evolution of what we're seeing. The industry that you and I are so deeply ingrained in and involved in is actually the rebalancing of the world.
Oh, yeah.
This is the rebalancing of the world. It's restoring order. It's restoring power to the people. And this is the direction that we're headed.
Yep. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very shocked as a lot of this information that's going to start really hitting, and it's going to hit really home, like hardcore. because it's going to involve the children. And I mean, there's so much going on right now in the human trafficking space that is mind-boggling. If you pay any attention to that and go follow the people that are actually in that every day and looking at what's going on, it is frightening. It is frightening what we're seeing right now, but it's what's going to happen. It has to happen.
It has to
and
happen.
It has to
the
come
ripping
out.
Off of the Band-Aid.
It's the Band-Aid ripoff.
Getting going and just
Yeah.
getting right in there and
Yeah.
delving to the heart of the matter and actually
Yeah.
taking the blinders off and witnessing what
Yeah.
truly is happening versus
Yeah.
what they're telling you is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always figured it's so interesting. We're living in this world, this thing I call hate in the name of love. It's okay to hate because I'm so loving. Right? Because
duality.
because it's so interesting because you see all these people on social media and there's stuff in there like, oh, kindness and nothing but love and yoga and treat your neighbor and all that stuff. But then if there's something politically they don't like, they're evil. And you say, wait a minute, remember, true love is kindness is realizing, forgiving, because one of the most profound statements I'll remember, I've read the Bible, the Quran, I've read them all. What I loved about the Bible was forgive for they know not what they do. It goes back to the conversation we had about being identified with thinking as what's real as opposed to being identified with presence or conscious enough to see what's really going on, not what's going on in your mind. Yeah. And, this awakening of people, it's going to be a lot of suffering. We're going to see it right now. We're seeing all what's happening with the supply lines and the fuel and the gas prices. To look at Europe, as we're here in the States, we're kind of shielded a little bit right now, but it's come in this direction, and I think it's going to be a very, very rough time. But I truly believe that after this, it is going to be the greatest. One of the greatest rides we've ever had.
That's what I was telling you before. Also, I agree with you that after this difficult period in our lifetime, in this generation, it's going to be one of the greatest things we've ever witnessed.
No question.
In history. So,
no question.
You know
no
what?
Question.
Thank you so much for being able to talk to me about this and just come on.
We all have to talk about this.
Be real and open up to the audience and to everybody and just encourage everyone to be free thinkers.
Yeah. I encourage everybody. This is the most important thing. Even if it's something you don't like, try to be aware of it and just say, hey, the person that's delivering it to me, maybe they have some insights that I don't have. And maybe it goes against my ideology. And again, what we're having now, this isn't a left thing or a right thing. This is really a group of people or an idea to change the way we live that is much beyond the politics and stuff, and realize that we, the people, we need to talk. Like somebody, let's not talk politics. No, we should be talking politics.
To have open conversation.
We got to have open conversation. That's free thinking. Please.
Yes.
We must
keep an open mind.
We must be open-minded
that is the moral of the story.
And not be triggered. Yeah. If I'm getting triggered because somebody's saying something, then I need to look inside and go, why the heck am I triggering? Because I'm just telling you something. They're words.
Yes. So there you have it. That's a little clip of what you're going to experience. Thank you so much again for having fun with me here, for just having this real talk. And I can't wait for the next one.
Yay, let's do it.